The Adventures of Benny and Skylar. In the depths of the forest, under the lush green trees, a small rabbit named Benny was happily hopping in the morning sun. Surrounded by expansive meadows, a cool breeze, and the soothing sounds of nature, Benny felt a deep sense of happiness. Every morning, exploring the forest, discovering new places, and finding tasty herbs was Benny's greatest joy. While hopping, Benny paused for a moment and perked up his ears. He heard a faint chirping from the depths of the forest. A bird's song. But this sound was unlike any other bird's song. It had a livelier, more attention-grabbing tone. When Benny squinted and looked up, he saw a bright blue bird gliding above the forest. This bird was Skylar. Skylar was a bird who lived in the high trees of the forest and greatly enjoyed soaring through the air. That morning, Skylar was circling in the sky, admiring the beauty of the forest below. From above, everything looked very small and orderly. The forest resembled a painting. While enjoying this view, Skylar suddenly noticed a small rabbit bouncing joyfully on the grass below. Benny's quick and agile movements caught his attention. Skylar decided to come down and meet him. Skylar spread his wide wings and gently descended to land beside Benny. Benny, seeing the bird land next to him, took a few steps back in surprise, but the bird's friendly gaze put him at ease. "Hello," Skylar said, fluttering his wings lightly. "I was watching you from above. You hop so fast you almost look like you're flying." Benny was a bit surprised by this unexpected greeting, but immediately smiled. "Hello," he said cheerfully. "I really enjoy hopping, but it can't be as beautiful as flying, I suppose. My name is Benny." "I'm Skylar," said the bird, slightly ruffling his bright feathers in the sun. "Flying is truly a wonderful feeling. Being able to see everything from above is enchanting, but hopping like you must also be fun. You hop so high that it looks like you're almost flying." Benny felt a bit shy at Skylar's words, but was also very happy. "Hopping is fun, but flying must be definitely more exciting," he said. "I would love to be able to fly as beautifully as you." Skylar laughed sincerely at Benny's words. "Flying is a great feeling, but everyone has their own talents. Hopping as fast as you do would be difficult for me." That day, Benny and Skylar spent hours together in the forest. Benny showed Skylar the forest's most hidden corners. They wandered among small paths, areas where the tastiest plants grew, and the cool waters of the streams. Skylar described the mesmerizing views seen from the sky. The forest looked like a completely different world from above. Benny greatly enjoyed learning this new perspective. By midday, Benny and Skylar reached a wide meadow by the lake. Here, birds were singing, and butterflies were fluttering among the flowers. As Benny enjoyed the coolness by the lake, Skylar admired the reflection of the lake while circling in the air. "I love watching the sunset," Skylar said, slowly landing and sitting beside Benny. "The sky turns such beautiful colors, I can't get enough of watching it." Benny nodded as he gazed at the peaceful scenery by the lake. "This place is really amazing. Can we come here again tomorrow?" he asked. Skylar smiled and nodded. "Of course, it's wonderful to be here with you." As the sky darkened that day, Benny and Skylar realized how special their friendship was. Their first day together was just the beginning of their friendship. A few weeks later, the sky began to cover with dark clouds. When Benny went outside in the morning, he immediately noticed the change in the air. It had become cooler, and there was a strange silence in the forest. The birds' chirping had stopped, and the leaves of the trees were gently swaying. He felt that a storm was approaching. Benny thought of Skylar. His bird friend usually stayed safe in the high branches during such storms, but the wind was very strong, and Benny worried that Skylar might be in danger. He quickly started searching for Skylar in the forest. The wind was getting stronger, and leaves were swirling in the air. Benny anxiously looked up at the sky but couldn't see Skylar. Then he heard a cry from the depths of the forest. It must be Skylar's voice. Benny ran towards the sound without hesitation. As he moved through the trees, branches and leaves swirled around him, but Benny didn't stop. He knew Skylar needed help. When he finally found Skylar, he found his friend stuck in the bushes. Skylar had fallen to the ground and had badly injured his wing. The wind had thrown him down from the heights, and now he couldn't fly. "Skylar!" Benny shouted as he immediately ran to his friend. "Are you okay?" Skylar lifted his head in pain. "My wing hurts so much, I can't fly," he said weakly. Without hesitation, Benny picked up Skylar and carried him on his back. The rain had started pouring down quickly, and the wind was shaking the trees, but Benny did everything he could to get Skylar to a safe place. After a while, he found a hollow under a large tree and carried Skylar there. They could take shelter from the storm here. Benny carefully cleaned Skylar's wing and bandaged his wound. "Don't worry, Skylar," he said. "We'll stay here until you're healed. I won't leave you alone." Skylar closed his eyes gratefully at Benny's words. "If it weren't for you, Benny, I don't know what I would have done." "Thank you so much." Benny smiled and approached his friend to comfort him. "We're friends, Skylar. No matter what happens, we help each other." The storm lasted for a few days, but Benny and Skylar managed to stay in a safe refuge in the forest. Skylar's wing was slowly healing, but he still couldn't fly completely. Benny brought food to his friend every day and stayed by his side, never leaving him alone. With each passing day, their friendship grew stronger. Finally, the storm subsided. The sun began to shine in the sky again, and the forest came back to life. Birds started singing, and the trees were rejuvenated. When Benny and Skylar went outside, they breathed in the fresh air and smiled at each other. Skylar tried flapping his wings slowly. At first he struggled, but after a few attempts, he managed to take off. Benny watched with shining eyes as Skylar soared into the sky again. "You did it, Skylar!" Benny shouted. Skylar, gliding high above, looked down and smiled at Benny. "I couldn't have done this without your help. Thank you so much." As Benny watched Skylar dancing in the sky, he felt like the happiest rabbit in the world. Your recovery was the most important thing, and now we can wander freely together again. Before lifting Benny into the sky, Skylar introduced him to a new friend, a butterfly named Lila. Lila was a butterfly who lived in the forest and knew the best spots among the flowers. Lila told Benny and Skylar about the features of the flowers and plants they found deep in the forest. Lila's knowledge made their exploration even more interesting. As Benny and Skylar listened to Lila's stories, they realized they were on the verge of a new adventure. As twilight settled in, Benny, Skylar, and Lila sat in a meadow within the forest. In a peaceful silence, they talked about their future adventures and realized how valuable their friendship was. Each of them spoke about the beauty they added to each other's lives and eagerly made plans for the next day. Later that night, while watching the stars shining in the sky, the three friends realized how colorful and meaningful their lives were. Their friendship grew stronger with each passing day, and every moment they spent together brought them closer. Heading towards a new beginning in the forest, these three friends would face every adventure together in the future. And so, as the night gently descended, the stars illuminated the sky, and the breeze lightly blew, Benny, Skylar, and Lila fell asleep. Each of them drifted into sweet dreams, carrying the peace of being with friends and being ready for new adventures. Good night, children, sweet dreams. Remember, every new day becomes even better with your friends. While you sleep under the stars, let your dreams take you to the farthest places. Enjoy the night peacefully, and look forward to waking up with the morning sun. Good night.